Hello, everybody. Welcome to another team conversation. Today, we'll be having a very interesting talk, and I can't wait to unveil what we have for you guys. So, I would like you to first of all know who we have on set. My name is Abigail, and I have
Jennifer.
Hope.
So, today, we're going to be breaking the ice behind big weddings and small weddings. We really want to understand the concept behind why people do big weddings, why people do small weddings. Is it as a result of pressure? Is it as a result of societal values? What is the value behind the fancy clothes we see? We really want to dive into it and then have really honest reflection as to why there are big weddings and small weddings. So Hope, would you prefer a big wedding or a small wedding?
Well, as an accountant, I will go for a small wedding, honestly.
Why?
Because I don't want to expense much.
Okay.
Because if you are doing a very big thing, the people that will even come there, some people that have not even eaten for a very long time, they're actually looking for the next, so I will expense more for a big wedding. And I'm more of a private person.
Okay.
So I don't want a lot of people. Of course, there will be awareness, maybe even after the wedding.
Oh wow!
When a lot of people will know about it. But me personally, I don't want a big wedding.
Okay, so the value behind your picking a small wedding is cost and then privacy.
Yes, but cost more.
Cost more. Okay. Anyway, Jennifer, you are somebody that shoots like content.
Oh my God.
So, and I believe you've attended so many weddings. What do you think was the loudest? Do you think people just really want big wedding or people really want small wedding? And personally, would you prefer a big wedding or a small wedding?
You wanting a big wedding. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. You wanting a small wedding is one. Your parents wanting a big wedding is second.
Okay.
Okay, for me...
I don't know what to say. Such damn question.
Do you want a big wedding or a small wedding?
Okay, for me, I want a medium wedding.
No, it's either it's big or it's small.
Yes.
Don't carry me concept.
Okay, for me, Jennifer,
Yes.
I want a small wedding.
Okay.
But for my parents and for my friends, because I have a lot of friends and I cannot cut down my friends. Okay. If you're a content creator, you have a lot of people. Even people you don't even take as your close people, they are your close people.
Okay.
So for them and for my family, I want a big wedding. But for me and my partner, I want a small wedding.
Okay, so basically,
for you have a partner.
she's speaking on behalf of the future partner.
Yes, wedding is partner now. I'm not marrying myself. So for me,
Your partner.
yes.
So what if your partner wants another thing?
Yes.
So we'll go for it. That's why it's like you just have an agreement. You get.
Okay.
If I say I want a small wedding and you say no, I want big wedding. I want this.
You would
get the
sink
ego.
into. Okay, so cost is another thing for you.
Yeah.
And then parental influence is another thing for you. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Mr. Noble, do you think you would prefer... You are already married.
Better ask that question well.
Mr. Noble, you are already married.
Would I prefer
I would like to... I would like to know what actually... First of all, I would like you to tell us, was it a small wedding? Was it a big wedding? Let the audience
small
know.
in my life.
Amen. Amen. And
Nothing
then,
is small.
and then I also...
Okay, so
what influenced the choice? Was it cost? Was it family? Was it bride? Was it like a combined decision between you and your wife? You and your wife.
Two things essentially is big is relative.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how you want to say it. Big is relative. When we were planning our wedding, my dad told me something and it just struck simply. He said, there is no wedding that is essentially the biggest, and there is no wedding that is the smallest. It doesn't matter how small you went, somebody went smaller. It doesn't matter how big you went. There are weddings I've heard that they shared iPads as souvenirs. Mm-hmm. There's someone that's ready to beat your scale.
Yeah.
So that being said, big is relative, and big is relative on four things essentially. The first and most paramount is finance. Your wedding is big to the correspondence that it stresses your account to some level. That's big. The second thing that would accentuate a big wedding is your social standing. There is where you are in society. You cannot do certain things below. You can, of course, your choice, but It is not expected of you to do certain things below certain standards. Number 3 is your exposure. You see, there is what you have known. There are some things you cannot do because of what you know.
Yeah.
Exposure.
Yeah.
Then the last thing is what I want to call other factors. Other factors will affect your family, will affect your mentors could have a role in that, your church can have a role in that, your place of work can have a role in that. So that's what I want to call other factors. All of these things add sums up to what a big wedding is. For instance, for where you work, a 100 people's wedding can be a big wedding. In Minds and Lines, 100 people's wedding is not a big wedding. By Minds and Lines, general exposure. So I'm trying to bring in all the varying factors that sums up to what you call a big wedding. It's so funny that I just heard this lady say she wants a small wedding. There are like maybe 10% of ladies in the world that wants that. So the thing is this about ladies with this, but they will always start up to say they want a small wedding
But they end up having a
until
big
they
wedding.
begin wedding planning.
Yes.
Because the thing about
I
wedding
don't think it's for
planning is that-
everybody though.
so let me say this essentially. The thing about wedding planning is that it has 3 factors again that you only experience in the process. And the reason why I can point this out very clearly is because I'm just coming back from one. One of the first factor is that there is something called a ripple effect. That's one of the first factors in wedding planning that people don't take into consideration. I will explain that. One of the second factor is that there is something called hidden charges. Then the third factor is we have emotions and intuition. These 3 things make your wedding planning phase to take a switch furthermore than you are willing to believe. When we began to plan our wedding, we drew up our budgets easily. And if you know me, I do proper planning.
Overplan.
I do proper planning. We drew up our budget easily, put it up in an Excel sheet, we followed it up. 2 months down the line, after further consultations, the hidden charges in that budget doubled the budget. I didn't say 30-40%. I said it doubled. It doubled the budget. That's hidden charges. Now, there's something called ripple effect. Number 1 is, first things first, if you put your wedding in Abuja,
Expensive.
the fact your wedding is in Abuja will mean you will spend 40% more than whose wedding is in Kogi State.
True.
So the same time we were planning my wedding, my cousin brother was planning his. His wedding was 2 weeks apart from mine. In fact, it affected the date because of the family planning. So we had varying back-to-back conversations, and because we're both in planning stages. I had a very close friend that was planning his wedding. His wedding was a week before mine. And I had a friend whose wedding was 2 weeks after mine. So essentially, we had just those set up. So I had gross conversations across board with them. And I realized that the ripple effect is very strong in wedding planning. The reason why I'm trying to approach it like this is because when people say, do you want a big or a small wedding? They answer it from a general perspective. That is why when they come to wedding planning, they are shocked. Because you can plan a 150 wedding and it will be big.
Yeah.
I assure you.
Yeah.
You can do a wedding of 150 people. You will spend 8 million. 150 people. You can do a wedding of 40 people and you will still spend like 5 million. Remember I said there are things like your social status, your exposure, there are things like your finance. But the bottom line, like I said, and the principal focus is that a big wedding is big to the end that it takes a certain toll on your finance. That is a big wedding. It is big to the end that it takes a certain toll on you. It could be your savings, your investments. That is why a bulk of people who approach that line essentially end up in debt. A wedding can be planned and executed in 1 month.
Yeah.
If you have the money.
Of course.
A wedding can be planned and executed in 2 years.
Yes.
And after 2 years, you'll be in debt. See, you can plan a wedding for 5 years. But you plan and you save for 5 years. You will leave the wedding ground. 5 years later, and you'll be owing.
I think I've even heard of someone. It wasn't necessarily a big wedding, but the guy was like literally in debt. I think he even borrowed from Apeh and the likes. But I didn't actually know about it like after the wedding. But I went for the wedding.
I have somebody that planned the wedding for less than 1 million and left it in debt. Yes.
1 million.
1 million. That was the budget. Said he was going to do everything for 1 million.
How is that even possible?
It's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible, you just don't
Small
know.
wedding.
Because there are hidden charges. When you put the budget of a wedding at 1 million, you didn't account for hidden charges. I'll give you one simple hidden charge. I went to pay bride price and they said my goat was not big enough. and in that very position, we had to augment for the goat. Is that not a hidden charge?
Yes.
I bought goat. My goat had punk. I'm telling you, I took my guys to supermarket. Punk.
I think I saw a video of
This is
it.
my goat with punk. Fresh goat.
They know they lose the swag.
That
They
size.
lose.
This is my goat was not big
That's
enough.
what we're looking at.
And instantly in that place there, I had to shell out money. Hidden charge. You need to know, do you know how much my friend and I sat at the bride price payment with in cash? In cash. So if you plan your wedding for 1 million and you brought my type of goods and you walked into that hall and instantly right there they said your goat was more comfortable, you have to shell out some money.
Yes.
At
That
least
money
100K.
immediately is hidden charge.
Yes.
Because your 1 million budget is probably maxed out.
Yes.
I don't know, I get what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So I'm trying to tell you that if you plan a wedding to the detriment on your account, on your finance, is why we will now target a big wedding. So weddings are big relative to who you are. The wedding I had, if a governor's child had it, it's not big.
Yes, to be termed a small wedding.
It's not big. But to me, it was big.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was big. So, but to who had it, it wasn't. Then again, like I said, I'm so shocked with these ladies. When I said, better keep your mouth shut.
my point.
The reason I'm talking to you is that you will soon see in my book. So this is it. Calm down. You know, I said there is something called emotions and intuition.
Yes.
That's a part of weddings that people don't account for, especially ladies. Now the thing is that guys are. If I say guys are logical, then it begins to sound like we want to
but it's
start
the truth.
up the readings. But that's the truth. Now the problem we have is that a lot of guys don't have proper intuition to matters that regards weddings. So the average Nigerian guy is clueless to what a wedding entails. Very clueless. I was so clueless that I didn't know that there was a difference between an engagement ring and a wedding band.
Yeah.
I thought they were the same thing. No, don't worry. That's how clueless I was. I was so clueless that I didn't know the difference between a content creator
And
and
it's
Yes.
That's how clueless I was. I thought pay for photography and you are good to go. I said no.
There's
There's content. I was so clueless that I didn't know that there is a traditional wedding cake
And
and a wedding cake. All I thought is make one damn cake.
so you want to help
I'm
the
going to tell you how
traditional
clueless I was. But flip this. Ladies are so intuitive. So when ladies begin, they want to, and funny enough, the problem with intuition when it combines with emotion is that it creates a little chaos. Because I'll tell you what intuition is. By intuition, I want to drive a Range Rover Defender. That is my intuition. It's the car. When I drive my current Corolla behind the Range Rover Defender on the road, I can be speaking in tongues by just looking at that car, the 2024 version. If I get past the Maybach, for instance, then the tongues heighten a bit. That's intuition. It's stuck in my mind.
Yes.
There was a time that we were with one of my mentors and he was going to pick a car and we're dragging between Land Cruiser and Prado. And the only reason why I wanted to stick with the Prado is because it resembles the Range Rover Defender. So that's what intuition does to you. Now, when I'm giving this example to bring you back to weddings. When you come to weddings, because of social implications
Yes.
and the general vibe that social media has given us, ladies have wedding intuitions. They know the kind of hair they want to use,
Yes.
the kind of gown they want to use.
yeah.
They know what they want to see.
Yes.
Now, I'm still with you. I said intuitions and emotions. Now, they create a kind of chaos because if you take me to a car stand and you said, pick a car, I'm going to pay for you. I'm going to be collecting a Range Rover Defender. You took me there. The moment you say, no, don't get a Range Rover Defender. Hey, carry a Mazda. I'll become angry. Why are you taking me to a car stand and you're not buying me a Range Rover? Please, if you take me, I'll pick Mazda. Please, right? I'm just saying.
Let me say
So let me
something.
finish so I can allow you to talk.
Okay.
So then when you take ladies to the car stand of marriage and you tell them to wedding now, you tell them to pick, they will pick everything their intuition
always
has stored up. Now, when they pick those things, I beg your pardon, and you don't respond to them,
according to their intuition,
their emotion will kick in. That's why they will always tell you that wedding is for women, it's for the ladies. The same thing you will see with your parents. Your parents have an intuition to what they want their children's wedding to look like.
Yes.
When you come to them and you allow them, they will pick via their intuition. You don't support that financially, their emotions will kick in. That is why, in the end, you will now realize that in a bid to support the many intuitions and the many emotions on the table, you will just keep increasing the scale. This is what I call ripple effects. There is a ripple effect. For instance, you put your wedding in Abuja, Palm. The cheapest tent hall in Abuja, I think, is about 1 million. That might be the cheapest you can see.
It depends on the location.
In Abuja, generally, my sister, make no mistake. I drove around this town. It's like 1 million. Tents, ba? If it's not tents, maybe you will see like 600. There is this, you know that Abuja has a marriage industry.
Yes.
So because you have a certain level of exposure, there's a level of photography you cannot use.
Yes.
You just know that this is nonsense. Then you now say the cheapest photography is like maybe 650K. So you say it's what Abuja is doing to you, ba?
Yeah.
Then because you've paid for that hall, there is a level of decoration you can use in the hall. You're not going to pay 1 million, then call your church members to come and hang curtain for you. You won't do it.
No.
Then you are going to spend another 1.2 million. Then because the hall is a tent, it has AC, it has good decor, people will eat.
And eat well.
Your aunties will not cook the food. Then the caterer is going to bill you 1.5 million. You see the ripple effect? It all began because you decided to wed where?
In Abuja.
In Abuja. When you decided to wed in Abuja, your wife and your parents or I don't get what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
The whole decision began from just one spot. It could be that, or even you could just be you. You said, okay, I know. Let's wed in town.
City
Stay
center.
here, stay here. Your wife said, oh no, I want to wed here. You get the point? Yeah. In our own case, we had to wed in Abuja though because we all live here and our parents both live here. It was a no-brainer. But I'm trying to say that for certain people, that wasn't the case. They picked the city from intuitions and emotions.
Yes.
They had to now pay for ripple effects
Yes.
and pay for hidden charge.
But some people, do you know they pick Abuja because the crowd in their village or their hometown is more?
The crowd in the village and the whole time
Yeah,
is
like, okay, let me say, if I'm wedding in Abuja right now, but it's because I don't want everybody, because people know my parents. Like,
so why don't you want crowd?
For me, I don't want crowd because
Financial costs.
not really financial, because you will have to do things that you're not supposed to do.
Like,
Just like
Okay.
you don't have to be very straight with it since you're not married, but you can give us conditional
Okay,
statements.
let me say what I said about me liking a small wedding. Just the way you said your wedding, if a governor's child should come to your wedding, they'll think that that's a small wedding, but to you it was a big wedding. So me now said I want a small wedding. It's not totally small, oh. That my small wedding. That my small wedding might be maybe sharing of iPad, just the way you said.
That's small.
That's small.
No. Jenny, see, you must agree with me that we have agreed that small and big is relative to your financial constraints.
Society.
Jenny, can you share iPad for us in the office. Tell him I don't brought food and giving all of us in my street. And you brought pizza and share in this office.
Yes.
You want to share pan and it's not ready. That's what I'm telling my brother. This is how they used to start. You know this one.
Yes.
Leave all these things you see.
Yes.
It's like that. They will always. Ah, God.
They want to
No, I really want to say
Okay.
something
Okay.
because I didn't get to answer the question.
Okay. Get to answer the question. Do you want a small or a big wedding?
I would prefer I wouldn't say small, I prefer an intimate wedding. An intimate wedding. Because
Can you explain?
Do you want a small?
I want
Yes,
a
exactly.
I want
Small
a
or big?
intimate wedding.
No,
You want a small.
Small.
Hey, I said
Intimate
something.
wedding.
Yes, I said you could hold a 150 people's wedding that is not small.
Yes.
Yes.
So intimate is intimate. And we did our wedding. We didn't post it.
Yeah.
We didn't post the location. If you knew, you would be there.
Yeah.
If you were not there, you didn't know.
Mm.
Essentially, I can tag that intimate.
I
The hall
want
was
to
almost
base-
full.
It was full. It's not
I
almost.
get the point.
It was full.
So that's what I'm trying to point out to
I'll
you.
give a
Intimate can be
basis.
expensive.
Yes.
Yes.
You know I'm looking at you. You understand me better.
Yes,
This,
No.
I know what I'm
you
saying.
can't say
And this
that.
one's behind the camera. And this you answer the question.
Yes.
Do you want a
I
small
want a
wedding?
small wedding.
You want a small wedding?
Yes, I'll give my reason. If you
Okay.
ask Abigail of 1 year ago, I will tell you I want a big wedding.
Okay.
But because of a few things that I have experienced in life or lessons I've experienced in life, it tweaks. You know, I don't know. I love the fact you talked about intuition and then emotions. It's a natural thing for ladies, right? Oh, I want this, I want this. A girl can be 10 years old and she already knows what her wedding dress will look like because that's how they are naturally. But if, like I said, if you ask Abigail of 1 year ago, I would say I want a big wedding.
Okay.
But I think in the past 6 months, a lot of changes has happened in my mind and in me as a person. We're going to get into a point where we ask, why do you what are the reasons behind why people want what they want? I've gotten to a point in my own adulthood journey where I don't do things necessarily. I would honor people's opinion, but I don't do things necessarily because I think you have an expectation of me or my mom has an expectation of me. I would honor you, but I would do it because it's something I really want to do. And then afterwards, let it be that whatever is the ripple effect, like you have explained initially, I know that it was a decision I made. Now, I've also, like I told you, I've also seen instances where people plan wedding so much. They don't plan marriage as much as they plan wedding. Now, and at the end of the day, their marriage suffer as a result of the wedding. It might not be forever, but like the few years of the marriage suffer. And you explained something about societal, whatever, societal expectation, financial, your financial capacity at the time. So for me, I would say even if I have so much money right now, it will still be that I want a small intimate wedding.
Why?
It's a choice.
If you have,
Yes.
why would you want to have? You see, why would you want to have weddings? Why would you have to have some money? I beg your pardon.
Yes.
Up to some extent, and do a small wedding.
Like I said, it's a choice.
So the thing is, this is
small
that
in
now-
capacity or in finance.
No, not in finance. I'll say in capacity and peoplehood. You give an example.
Intimate. You want
Yes.
if you have money.
Yes.
Wouldn't you want an intimate big wedding?
No.
You want an intimate small wedding. So,
Yes.
Abigail, so you're trying to tell me that you have Range Rovers, you've got investments in millions.
Yes.
That I want to come to your wedding and you don't want to serve a 3-course meal.
No,
Even though we are
not
this
in
friends.
that sense.
That's it.
Did you know that?
It will cost you.
No,
share.
that's what I said. It's not in finance level. For example,
okay,
people can have
capacity.
wedding. People can have wedding. Maybe we should even analyze
What is
the
small?
basis of what, like in maybe in
We've said that a small big wedding
It's
is on the
variables.
base
Of
to the
variables.
toll it takes on your account.
Yes.
What this means is that if you have 1 billion
Yes.
and you spend 100 million on your wedding, you spend 10%.
Yes.
If I have 100 million and I spend 50 million, I spend 50%. Between the both of us, what you did is small. What I did
Yes.
is marginal.
Yes.
If I don't spend 70 million from 100 million, what I did is big. That's what we have agreed on.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that if you had the money,
Yeah.
the case of intimates or what now, open, I don't know how
Yeah.
to put it, is for me it should be a separate conversation because
Yeah.
usually when we try to approach these things, we try to judge weddings on the numbers.
Yeah.
But from my experience,
Yes.
and as the most experienced one in the room, it is not necessarily the numbers
Okay.
as much as it is how much went into it. Everything I said as a criteria and the conditioning, it was going to fall back to money. Whether it was the ripple effect, the hidden charge, whether it was your societal stance, whether it was your exposure, everything in wedding, usually, I mean, there's people, you need people because, I mean, if you have the money, you need the people. But in Nigeria, if you have the money, you can even rent family members.
And you know, all the money you spent on your wedding day, do you know you can get it back on your wedding day? Yes, now, depending on the kind of people you have. Like
You get it back.
Yes,
How much
you
do you
get
think
it back.
people spend on wedding? How much do you think an average wedding
if I
is?
if I have like a lot of friends that
How much do you think they will
money.
spray on your wedding
You
day?
cannot.
No, some will not spray you. Some can just be okay. Maybe I'm
Donation
wedding
or
in let me just I'm wedding in Calabar now,
can't-
and Akenobu cannot come. Akenobu can send me money.
But you can't plan your wedding based on that, though.
No, I'm just saying that
She wants to bring up a business position.
Can actually get
Okay, go ahead. Okay,
you
finish.
get
Yes.
you can actually get your money back depending on the kind of if I have a big wedding, I know that I'm going to carry big people and come.
Yeah.
The big people is not more, it's not going to be like all these governor, all those, there are some people that are quiet, that are rich, and within your friends, you two know them.
Yes.
Okay, I'm spending because I want them to know that Jennifer's wedding was okay. Like I ate because people let me know like for you, they are coming for your wedding because they want to eat.
Jennifer,
that's
but
them,
what you
but
just said now
ahead.
might be a caveat.
Yeah.
If you plan your
based
wedding
on is
because you want
No.
people to know, that speaks to societal pressure.
Yeah.
And that might be what this podcast might want
That's
to
the
address.
goal. Yeah,
So the
that's the
reason
point.
why I pointed out those things is that I was hoping that we can address those things.
Yes.
Because there are certain parts of the items I pointed out that you might not be able to address. One of them is the hidden charge. You might not be able to address the hidden charges in wedding because one, they come at you fast. Two, they might come from
Very
places
Yeah.
that you cannot say no to.
Yeah, of course. Like
There-
buying the goats.
Yes.
exactly.
For instance,
With
there might be what's the word? There might be requirements from your church to wed.
Yes.
As little as pregnancy tests cost like 10K.
So you didn't charge.
You have to do it for church to wed you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get the point? So that's a hidden charge. I'm going to just shell out 10K. There might be other things that are requirement across board. So you might not be able to do that. But you see, things like societal pressure,
It's a
the amount of ripple effects, those are points I was hoping that conversationals
would, yes.
can address. You can address ripple effects. And how to address ripple effects is from the very start because it's ripple. It's one thing that starts one thing. You can address that. You can address societal pressure. You can even address your exposure. You can tell yourself, I know this much, but I currently don't have this amount of money.
for that.
So I won't do this. For instance, we got a very good deal to do a live band. I told the person, I said, I just paid very well for a DJ. I won't do a live band. It was that simple. But it was a very good deal for it. And make no mistake, I could have paid for it. There were other things that they gave options for. Somebody gave us a 360 booth for 1/4 the price. And I said, content creator, videography, plus the many iPhones that are in the air. If you don't like those pictures, forget your 360 booth.
But they will not give you the.
Yeah, we don't want.
iPhone
We don't want.
They will not give
Do it
you.
in your own.
You will need it.
So that's how-
When you sit on my date,
You see what I'm telling you? So when you get to those points, yes, you will need. There's certain things that you have the intellectual knowledge for. You probably even have the finance for. But because it has a ripple effect, or because you just think that you are beginning to take a foot on your budget line, you don't want to get past. Those are the things I think we should address. Because the sincere truth is this, is that except you are planned and married, you truly don't know what you can become in the marriage planning situations. I assure you this. Because when you plan marriage, you're planning on all fronts. There's a planning with the church, there's a planning with your family, there's a planning she has with her family, and the planning you couple have with her family. Then there is a planning with extended family. You know, you will sit with extended family, 4 uncles versus 4 uncles there. People would have brought ID for the shoots. Then you will just see one long list.
And I heard that when people are getting married, then you begin to see uncles you have no idea you had since you were born.
In my own, when I married,
tradition that
I
you never heard
packed,
before. You are doing things.
I packed like, say, 2-3 kilometers from my wife's place, and I met 2 uncles for the first time in my life.
Okay.
They were my dad for the very first time in my life.
I actually usually think it's always from the female perspective.
No,
I'm just
telling you
hearing
from the male. I'm telling you,
perspective.
I had to so that I can know them, discuss with them for the very first time in my life. Then think of the female place. Feels like 6. You might know them,
You might not know
but
them.
you might not know that they are this serious of an uncle to you.
Yeah.
And those people have an effect that
On-
they play. In fact, it was one of her unknown uncles that said the goat was me.
Wow.
It's always them.
Yeah, so
It's
I'm
always
just trying to
them.
let you know it happens like that. It happens
It's
like
always
that.
them.
It happens. So it's what it is essentially as regards the full planning. So back to you, Abby. Now we've answered the question of intimacy.
Yes.
So answer us now. If you had money sufficiently, do you want a big or a small
I
wedding?
want a small wedding.
If you had money, so you mean you are a stingy person
It's not
that has
about
money.
stingy.
That don't-
Wicked.
It's not about stingy.
That's wickedness.
Anybody who knows me know I'm not stingy.
Okay, so then
Not
why
about
do you
stingy.
have money and you don't want to serve us a treat?
Once in a lifetime.
Now, if I don't know how to explain this, but if you are talking based on full, I prefer a small intimate wedding. It doesn't mean that the wedding will not have quality.
Okay.
It will have
So
quality.
you want a quality wedding.
Yes.
But you are strong on
Intimate.
numbers. She's not stingy.
Yes. You know I'm not stingy. For you, you know. Then okay, yeah, I think that's. I don't know if that has answered the question. I don't know if that has answered the question
That's-
about the
and
small
what do you hope said
intimate
he wants?
wedding. He said he wants a
it's
small
small.
accountant.
So
Accountant.
Because of the cost.
because
Yeah,
of the cost.
he's
So if you
majorly
had the money,
he will
If
spend.
of course, lavishly.
so why could not do this podcast? I thought you wanted to advise people to not spend
No.
money.
I want us to go into like the societal pressure that are usually not worth it. That people go into. For example, we talked about debt. It's not worth it when you are planning a wedding and you are planning a wedding, but you're not putting so much effort into the marriage. And the truth is, we are in a generation where social media is doing a lot. My God, Kai, that's a one for Nubu wedding, I must do am.
Okay.
But you have no idea.
You rather than dash me.
Yes, you have no idea the sacrifices or the capacity Noble has to have that in his wedding. And especially what you said about ladies, which I think is something we really need to address. Mine is not because, like I said, if you ask an Abigail of 6 months or 1 year ago, I would have that. So it's a conscious thing that I had to tweak my mind to get to this point. So I think it's something we should address. What are the societal pressures that people go through regarding maybe thinking about wedding, even the ones that don't have boyfriends or fiancés yet, who are not in courtship?
Jennifer. Jennifer, see what's on her mind.
If you ask the Jennifer
Of
before
6
the
months.
set,
Before the set.
what is small?
But Jennifer during the set, what's a big wedding?
So I think the Jennifer before the set
Eh,
has not looked at the parameters of what
No.
we call
a small wedding.
But what is happening now is this:
Yes.
is that people, especially couples, don't fully agree to what their financial strength
Exactly.
Yes.
before they venture into wedding. I think it's
Wow.
okay to. What we did simply is that we sat down and said, "This is how much we are willing to spend
Yeah.
on the wedding."
Yeah.
And
Willing.
our position was simple. When I walk into the wedding hall, all debts must be paid. We're not owing anybody.
perfect.
So that was our resolve. There were vendors we turned down because of that. I know a vendor that was a church member offered my wife hair and said, take this hair. It was maybe like $500,000. I said, you don't have to pay. I know your husband now.
They pay.
You can pay after the wedding. I said, Mama, take the one that I
you
will
can
pay
pay,
for
yes.
Now.
Yes.
and she said, yeah, that she already told him, she's taken it already, that she doesn't let
Perfect.
forget that. Because we had agreed
Yeah.
that we walk into that hall debt free. Everybody, in fact, people like the MC that you cannot pay before the wedding, we transferred the money to escrow.
Yeah.
And I send the money to a colleague and say, after the wedding, give this man his money.
There was something you said that is really outstanding. I love the fact that that part of you and your wife or your fiancé back then having that conversation and being honest
you
with
have to agree.
yourself.
That's
That's
your
something that
house.
it's
What's
not on
your
a
house?
basis of societal pressure. Of my friends
Yeah.
expect me to wear this,
Okay, so
but you guys were really honest.
Make no
Okay.
mistake, but I wouldn't say there was no societal pressure. The thing is that your decision, essentially, as adults, help you not feel guilty about it.
Yes.
When you decide for yourself, you end up knowing that I made this decision. It helps you live right. So I think the end of this conversation
Yeah.
should be to the end that whatever your marriage turned out to be, it was essentially
Your
decision.
Yes.
So if you decided and went into debt, let it be that it was your deciding.
But it's not ideal.
It's not. But if that's what you decided, I mean, there are people that I've also known that somehow are able to navigate. I'm not preaching for depth.
Yeah.
It's for me, it's almost stupid
Yeah.
to have to wed with depth. But again, there are people that didn't have much the option. Why I'm able to say this to you now is because I am in a phase of life where my mates are getting married. So, and I've done many men in Agbada even before I married. So I know what I'm telling you. Something like, for instance, like the bride price is something that has to be paid.
Yeah.
At best, you can negotiate with the family to help.
Yeah.
Some families don't help.
My,
To tell you no.
my
Yeah.
parents,
Yeah.
they don't collect bride price. They'll tell you that it's 15 naira.
No, that's not that.
No,
That one
it's
is
family
normal.
now. I mean,
There's
I think maybe 5 naira.
There are
They won't tell me that they'll give me change.
Yes.
That's part of it.
Yes.
But I'm saying that there are certain families that will not help.
You will not.
Yes.
They will tell you that.
Of
I mean,
course.
I've gone with a friend and he told us that we'll bring everything. At that point, it was one of two things. It was either we found money to bring everything, or he was not going to marry.
Wow.
Get the point?
Yes.
That's as simple as the basic. What I'm not saying that is the ideal. I'm saying that might be your situation. And we must be able to address this conversation from plenty possible angles. We might not be able to finish off all the... You should tell Jennifer to leave this. But we must address this from the most possible angles. And the most possible angles is that if at the end you had to take money, I had a conversation with you and said, see, your people are asking me for 500K. I don't have it, but nobody's going to give me 400,000. It's going to allow me to pay it back at 0 interest rate over the next 7 months. And I want to do that because I want to marry. People agree as a couple.
Yeah.
It's your agreement. That was your decision. So I'm saying that let your wedding in the end be a propagation of your deciding. But the truth is that many people just allow everything decide for them. They picked their gown because of their mom.
Yes.
They picked the hall because of this person.
Outsourcing every decision.
They picked this thing because of that person. Then you just come and saw that,
At the end.
2 years after, 1 year after,
They
you are
pay.
still
You can even use some outfits that even make sense.
You can
Majority of the
somebody said
outfits.
did this, you did it. Somebody came and said, in weddings now, oh my God. You see, when you plan wedding, you will chop advice. I went to see someone and we're having a conversation. It was a business conversation. The security man knew that I was wedding and started advising me. And I sat there, took it. I mean, he has the wisdom.
Yeah.
But sir, at this stage I was now, I was really adviseful. Because I was like 3 days to the wedding. I just wanted to do this business, take this money, and go and pay it. But I'm just trying to say, I mean, respect to every security personnel, they can give great advice. I'm just saying I didn't need it at that point. But I'm trying to let you know that you will hear, everybody will have an opinion.
Yeah.
At some point I realized that, as the man, essentially, your opinion counted, but it wasn't so much as every other person's own. You will go to your family, they will advise you. You will come to the office,
They will advise you. Meet me in my
You will
office.
go home, your compound people
me in
will
my
advise you. So if you allow everything to hit you, you will soon be deciding outside what you had wanted to do initially. But if you just have good conversations with your partner, establish finance, allow room for ripple effects, give space for hidden charges, then let your fiancé now, as a guy, know that we will want to strike a balance between emotion and intuition. We're going to do the things you like as much as we can. We might not be able to do all. We're going to do some of the things I like as much as we can. We're not be able to do all. And again, I need to also say, it doesn't also beckon on the ladies as much. The most difficult decision in my wedding was my wedding suit. It was. In fact, at some point, a friend of mine had to take it upon himself to create a check-in schedule until I got the suit done. It was one of the last things that happened. And do you know why it happened? I've won many suits. And because I won many suits, I now suffered from the intuition and emotional thing. Because I have suit intuition, people that know. I just didn't know what to wear. It became a prayer topic. I would sit, when people were praying for wedding, I was telling God, I said, which color first? Can we decide on the color? It was bad that I had sent money to the best man to buy 2 colors of shoes. In a case where I picked, because either of the top 2 choices were going to demand a varying color of shoes. I bought both of them, just in case.
to the end that I finally picked. So I'm saying that not only the lady, I said that to just point that
Not
it's
just
not
the
just a
ladies.
female suffering.
Yes, even the
Males will
guys.
suffer the same.
Yeah.
So people need to also, you need to tell, was that our time?
Yes.
Child.
We
Okay,
round up.
yes, you need to tell yourself essentially that,
Honest conversation.
yes, just, and in the end, let the big or small
Be
be a deciding of the couple.
yes.
Allow the influences point you in the right direction.
Yes.
There were many advice we got that pointed us in the right direction.
Yeah.
Allow it point you. But let it be that this direction we took back,
It was
we
our
took it by
decision.
ourselves
Yes.
and we can fund it.
Mhm.
Or we have a system that allows us fund it.
Yes.
So that in the end, the advice is that you are not broke.
Yeah.
The advice is that you are not owing. That's the advice. But if in a case you have chosen the way to owe, the advice should not be what is your payback reality. Because you had mentioned something earlier, someone went to borrow from OP and the rest.
Yes.
Borrowing from loan shark might be foolish.
Yes.
Because
very,
their
just-
interest rates
just-
are
yes. Very
gross.
Yes.
It's gross and it
terrible.
compounds.
Yes.
So if you wanted to borrow,
I think
because
1 year later, Sef, it was still paying and the money was still increasing.
that's how it is. You see, Ba?
Yes.
But if he found another system, I'm not hitting on the borrowing as
Borrowing
much
aspect,
as
yeah.
there was no plan to repay.
yeah.
And the borrowing structure was wrong because it is possible he hit a hidden charge. It's very possible. He just hit it, pam, and it needed to be sorted out or was going to take a hit on the marriage. Then lastly, to say this, while I have sounded a bit allowing or tolerating, there are points where you must take stance.
Very important.
Both of you. And there have been plenty points where my wife held me back. Funny enough. There were many points where she said, no. And I said, oh, you said no. Thank God. God bless. So,
You gotta give us those ones.
so the person she said, no. And it's like that.
Yeah.
And there were points, you know me and no now. No, it's easy. I used to dish out no.
No.
I used to dish out no, normal. But I mean, I'm just saying. So that's the conclusion. Let other people conclude.
Okay, so the conclusion.
Well, for me, you shouldn't go out competing with other people when it comes to size of the wedding. You know, there's some people that are competing with other people that have sponsors. They are going to ruin your life.
Yes, that's true.
So just do your thing at your own capacity and
Yes.
then enjoy yourself. The most important thing is the marriage after wedding.
Thank you, Jennifer. She just had the mind reset.
For me, if I have the money, I'm open to big wedding.
Yes.
Massive
You're not a change anything, man.
big wedding. But if I don't have money, I don't have to borrow. My partner don't have to borrow. We just have to do it what we have.
Yes.
Thank
yeah,
you.
Thank you. So I would say.
Conclude.
Yes, so no, of course. I would say that the best weddings are not the big or the small weddings. The best weddings are the honest weddings.
Yes,
Just be
correct.
honest with yourself. There is wedding, there is marriage. You should pay so much attention to the marriage. The wedding will come and go. Have a good time. Pay good money for photography because you hold on
Content
to it.
creators, you need
Please,
them.
if you have any wedding where they're sharing
Even-
iPad, involve me.
Involve us.
Thank you so much.